All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone who's on call. You are very welcome. We have a very, very exciting day today. We have a very, very experienced artificial intelligence professional, Dr. Ajit Kumar, who's with us as our trainer of the day. And you're all welcome. We are going to go through this between now and 5 o'clock. I'm really delighted to see that everyone is on call. Dr. Kumar, you are very welcome. And just take it that you're in Uganda right now and in Africa. Okay, yeah, so I'll just say a few things about Dr. Kumar. I'm sure I'll also give him an opportunity to just say something about himself. But generally speaking, he's a very, very highly skilled professional with over 2 decades experience across areas like change management, across areas like strategic consulting, human resources, policy formulation and learning and development, outbound training programs in industry and academia. He has done a lot. Not only is he an HR professional or a people and culture person, he's also a professional coach. That excites me because I'm a professional certified coach myself. And he's done a lot of work in several continents. He's a Global Skill Development Council advisor. And as you might already know, Global Skill Council is our partner. And they have operations in Switzerland, in US, and in Singapore. So they partnered with us, and They're the ones who are working with to roll out the awareness and training programs. If you go on our website, you will see a number of programs that are for you to really take advantage of. Gets professionally certified in artificial intelligence. There are a lot of courses there on generative AI, on prompt engineering, and so many other fields. If you can visit our website, visionafricaai.com. I repeat, visionafricaai.com. You should be able to access the page that will show you the kind of programs, and you are able even to log on and actually register, enroll for one of those programs. So he's from he's an advisor with Global Skill Development Council, and we're delighted for the partnership. I want to say thank you to Global Skill Development Council for the collaboration. We really want to see as many people in Uganda and Africa getting certified in artificial intelligence. So this is really what we are trying to make sure everyone is on the right page. So for those who may not know, I'm called Dr. James Onyoin. I'm the board chairman for Vision Africa Artificial Intelligence, and I'm delighted to meet all of you. I'm your moderator today, and it's been quite a while since we're together, but we're back in full swing. And you should be able to see, I think on the screen, you can already see that there are courses for foundation level and so forth. All those are available, intermediate level, advanced level. All those are available on our website, visionafricaai.com. Thank you very much. So at this point, I'll give it over to Dr. Kumar to take us through what he has prepared. But certainly our topic today is to do with how do you use ChatGPT in HR environment. If you're a human resource professional, how can you take advantage of ChatGPT? So it's really good, very, very exciting topic. And I'm quite sure, even if you are not an HR, you should be able to see what's possible for you to be able to do. And for the HRs, this is directly, it's the kind of knowledge you'll get and immediately put into use. You don't need to wait anymore. The moment he has gone through the session, you'll have some takeaways which you can start with straight away. So I want to give it to Dr. Kumar, and certainly he will take us through in about 1 hour or so, after which we can have a question and answer session at the end. If there's any question, please feel free to put it on the chat on the Q&A area, and then we shall pick up your questions, and we really enjoy and share experiences during this session. Thank you, Dr. Kumar. You're welcome. Welcome to Uganda. Welcome to Africa.
Thank you so much. It was so nice of you, the way you said welcome to Uganda and welcome to Africa. And thank you so much, for such kind words, Dr. James. Thank you so much. So with that note and all that, so let's start quickly. Maybe we'll get into ChatGPT and all. So means I'm sure that every individual who's attending this program must be knowing about ChatGPT. So the basic question which I would ask everybody there quickly there in a chat room, if you can share, how many of you are good at ChatGPT? You can do ChatGPT well, so maybe you can share there in a chat room. So Mariam, if you can really activate chat room for everyone, so I think. Just give me a moment so that I'll also join in the chat room. Just give me a moment. So quickly, if you can share there in a chat room. So I'll also get into just a second. Okay. I will also try join from another device. Just give me a moment, please. Okay. So meanwhile, I'm just joining from another device because I'm not able to see the chart. Just give me a moment, please. Yes, now I can see the chart. Okay, so great. All right. So fine. So basic only. So what do I see there in the screen? So people say it's basics. It's basics often used in Claude as well. Excellent. So how about others? Quickly, if you can just share your responses, that how would you feel that you're good, excellent, or really marvelous in ChatGPT and all. So there are requests coming from participants that the link for them is not working. So just give me a moment. Okay, just a second, please. Yeah. So what I was saying is, now basically, I said, people have written excited to learn the basic part and all. So that's great. So excited to learn. Now tell me, like one thing which you find difficult with ChatGPT. If you can just mention there in chat room. One thing which you feel is difficult, or you find difficulty in ChatGPT. Maybe quickly you can share there in a chat room. All right. If you can be quicker, would be great. All right. I've not encountered any difficulty. All right, Dr. James, thank you. So I could see responses building the right prompt to get the output. Okay, analyzing huge documents. Excellent responses. I mean, I could see, people are really super excited about to learn about ChatGPT. All right. So that's true. And what we're gonna do in this today's session, basically in this, like workshop, I'll try and make it engaging. Let us not make it one way. You post your queries, questions, post there in a chat. It would be great to, have your responses. And that's how we will try and make this session really engaging and fruitful so that you learn it, and let us not make it, monologue, rather let us make it a dialogue. So please allow me to share my presentation with all of you, whatever little I have prepared with my little knowledge. I hope all of you are able to see my screen. If anybody can share yes or no response would really help me. James and Mariam, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, super. Great. Just testing it. All right. Let me share again. All right, so great. So what you're gonna do today in this session, basically, and I would also request, few of you, if it is possible for you to be on a video so that at least I can see few of you on the screen as well. So now, when we are discussing about prompt engineering, ChatGPT and all that, so few things which we'll be discussing today is basically leveraging ChatGPT in for HR. But barring that, we'll also discuss few tips and tricks which are really important on the part of you to best utilize ChatGPT. And when you're talking about ChatGPT, it's basically more of prompts. How do we use prompts? That's most important. And that is what would be the crux of the discussion today. I'm trying and adjusting my screen also. So please give me. All right, great. Now, okay. Great. Better prompts, what we need. All right. Our video is disabled. All right. So Mariam, if you can please allow few of the participants to be on a video would be great so that I can see people behind the screen. All right. Great. Now going ahead. So ChatGPT, let us have few basic understanding of ChatGPT, and then maybe we'll get into, like understanding prompt engineering and about how to use prompt in a better way, basically when we are utilizing ChatGPT. Now, what are the few things we will discuss? Mariam, if you can just help people to switch on their video if it is possible. So what are the few things we are going to discuss today in this session would be, like the agenda would include introduction to ChatGPT. We'll try and understand ChatGPT basics, the hacks on ChatGPT, effective prompt strategies, prompt tuning, prompt toning, key ChatGPT tricks and tips, the role of AI in HR, barring that, leveraging ChatGPT in HR. So these are the few things we are going to discuss in today's session. So any questions and queries, if you have, you can quickly share there in a chat room. You can drop your questions, queries, anything else if you have in your mind, please share there in a chat room. And Mariam, if you can please help the participants switch on their video. People are not able to switch on their video. All right. So going ahead. So what is any idea what is ChatGPT? Can anybody quickly share in a chat room? What do you understand by ChatGPT? Any quick responses? What is ChatGPT? Anybody else? Quickly. And please do not do ChatGPT to get this response. Do not ask ChatGPT what is ChatGPT. Okay. Arunav, yeah, if you can quickly share there in a chat room, would be great. What is ChatGPT? Huh? If you can quickly share there in a chat room, would be great. All right. AI model. All right. What else? Okay. Anything else barring that? All right, great responses to communication generated pertained. All right, it's an artificial intelligence. Thank you, Stella. So I could see very good responses there in a chat room. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, Bibu, for the response there in a chat room. All right. So I could see few great responses coming up there in a chat room, and thank you so much for such like responses. Thank you. That's great. That's great. Quite good responses. Okay. All right, AI tool. Great. Now let us have an understanding. Okay. On my screen, if you're able to see. So basically, when you're talking about ChatGPT, it's an AI-powered language model developed by OpenAI. And the basics, the background of AI and all that, ChatGPT, if you talk about, it's basically OpenAI, a not-for-profit AI research organization, which has been working for the benefit of humanity as a whole. And ChatGPT is based on GPT that is called a generative pre-trained transformer, which has been trained. It has been given context, data, and all that to generate human-like responses. So from sourcing top quality resume to writing job descriptions to doing a dipstick or maybe pulse survey, it can do anything, everything, and provided that we give the right kind of prompt to ChatGPT. Right. So what are the key terms? Any key terms that you know on ChatGPT, we can share. Any key terms that you know on ChatGPT, we can quickly share them on a chat room. Any key terms that you know on ChatGPT or about ChatGPT, if you can share there in a chat room. Deep research. All right. Thank you, Vivu. Anybody else quickly? If you can be quicker, would be greater. So better rather. Okay. Suggest generate. All right. What else? Okay. Anything else barring that? Prompt format analysis, pre-trained, excellent responses. I could see that you people are excellent. Very good responses that I see there in a chat room. All right, great. Let's see what I have for you. All right, LLM model. Thank you. All right. So it's key terms in ChatGPT. The first very important key term is artificial intelligence. Definitely, Milky has mentioned generative AI, but the very important term is all about artificial intelligence, which you all know, and I don't have to explain. It's self-explanatory. Everybody knows about it. Machine learning, definitely a subset of AI that allows to learn from data, improve performance over time. So machine learning is an important term. GPT is called a generative pre-trained transformer, right? Basically a language model that predicts generate text based on the context. And how many of you know about context engineering? Context engineering. Anybody else who knows about context? Yes, no response there in our chat would help me. Context re-engineering. If you can share, anybody knows about it. No responses there in the chat room. Nobody knows about context. Okay. So please understand something which is very important these days and actually would add value to ChatGPT is context engineering. Because unless until if you do not give the right context, see, two things are very important. I say C to C, content to context and context to content. These are very important, two important terms. So if you do not give the right context, ChatGPT cannot generate the right content for you. Okay. Fine tuning is all about, how do you fine tune, make the data more specific so that performance improvisation happens, and then you get the right data. Tokenization is the process of breaking down text into smaller units. Inference is the process of like generating predictions responses based on, so it can infer, it can generate data based on whatever you give. And then maybe we all know that there is persistent, it can store data, save your data, you can work on personalization. And let me ask you this question as I'm discussing about personalization. Anybody else has done really personalized chat GPT? Has anybody worked on so personalization? So anybody else has worked on personalization on ChatGPT? Yes, no response would help me. I'm talking about personalization on ChatGPT. Yes, no response would help me. No, all right, no. Let's see how many no responses there in our chat room quickly. Okay, no. So do you want to learn it? My next question is, do you want to learn it? Okay, all right. So if time permits, I'll tell you about how to personalize. So today my ChatGPT prepares responses as Ajit. It doesn't prepare responses just as Bing ChatGPT. Now I've given it enough of data, enough of context and content so that my responses, so whatever I ask ChatGPT, my responses are prepared based on the persona of Ajit Kar. Okay. Now, what else important, ChatGPT? Prompt engineering is the most important thing. It's all about how do you fine tune your prompt, and there are thousands of ways of giving prompts. Today we'll try and understand about how to bring emotion, how to tune in, how to tone in. So all those things we'll try and understand, and these needs that's a practice. Yes, Anubhav, that's right. Whatever you have asked. So you have to share your persona with ChatGPT. Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. API, so it's basically like it's a technical kind of job where you can integrate ChatGPT into your app, into your website and all. So that is what we are not gonna learn on it launch today. So knowledge cutoff. So at a point of time when ChatGPT itself becomes like it doesn't give you any response. So beyond a certain limit, maybe it will not give you response, or maybe it will not give you the right kind of data or accurate data. Multimodal learning, AI models that can process multiple types of data and all with some version. So today ChatGPT is able to generate images, posters, do deep research, write article, and many things today. It can be connected with Canva and lots of many apps which can be integrated into ChatGPT today. And that is how ChatGPT has been evolving. Now, generative AI, so a system like ChatGPT that can create new content. And for that, maybe, like based on the past data, just like works like human, like it can generate responses based on, even if it doesn't have that, it's enough data, but it can learn from the pattern and can start behaving like human and generating data and responses. Prompt tuning, fine tuning your prompts, and that is what we will learn today. Multi-turn conversations. So it's ChatGPT AI is able to do multiple conversation processing at the same time. Pruning, a technique for simplifying models. So these things, I'm just going a bit faster because we'll have to get into prompt engineering and the time is short. So prompt, why are these important? What do you think? Why are these prompts so important? A quick response there in a chat room. I would request everybody to quickly share your responses there in a chat room that why are prompts so important? To get our results. Very good response, Jalpa. Okay, Stella, good response. Martin, to help achieve desire. Okay, okay. All right, what are the prompts in ChatGPT? All right, we will understand them. Okay, to get relevant responses. Super. Now let me ask you a simple question. Tell me about cats. What do you think? Is this prompt an effective one, a right one? Or if you'll have to learn something about cats, how would you give that prompt to ChatGPT? Maybe you can share it in a chat room quickly. Do you think it's a right prompt, right kind of prompt? And if it's yes, then fine. If you feel that we can do some kind of, I can improvise this, I can work on it and can make it better. So how do you reframe this basic question which I want to feed to ChatGPT? Details, okay, please, all right, Jalpa says, please give details about cat. I would request everybody to participate. There are 60, 70 people and everybody should respond there in a chat room. Mariam, I don't know whether we'll be able to unmute people and whether they cannot speak. Yeah, James, very good. Well said, James. The prompt is not specific. Well said. Okay, now let's see. The prompt is ineffective. Tell me about cats. And effective would be, what are the top 3 health benefits of having a cat as a pet? So you have to be very specific when you give a prompt to ChatGPT so that it can actually generate, or else we generally say, give garbage to ChatGPT and it will return garbage to you. Yes, very rightly said by Dan that the prompt given is very generic. The second prompt is very specific, and that is how you will get the right information on our ChatGPT. Now, basic prompt design. The first very important thing when we are designing a prompt is the structure of a prompt. A well-structured prompt may look like this. Explain the water cycle in simple terms for the 5th grade science class student. This includes very clear and specific audience information so that ChatGPT can. So whenever, see, we can be generic, but again, it's very important that if we are actually requiring the right set of data, means information, so we'll have to be very specific and structure our prompt so that we get the right response. Second is types of prompts. It can be open-ended and closed-ended. So we all know open-ended questions and closed-ended questions. Techniques for effective prompting. Use specificity and clarity. It's very important. Vague, write a story. What is that ChatGPT gonna do? It would write 100 of stories for you and will go mad. So we'll have to be very specific. Write 200 story about a young girl who had just joined a college or something else. So the more specific, the more clear data you'll receive from ChatGPT. Is my pace fine? Yes, no response would help me there in a chat room. Am I going fast or is it all right? Okay, all right. All right, thank you. Pace is fine. Thanks. So leveraging examples and context, very important. You give them the context. Now, see, you'll have to build the context to get, you can have a role play simulation with ChatGPT so that ChatGPT generates the right kind of responses for you. So see an example, generate a marketing email for a new eco-friendly product. For an example, dear, I'm excited to introduce new product help. So now you have given the context. That is how, like I was doing a study where I found that context, it's, basically context engineering is something which is really evolving and would be of prime importance. Experimentation and iteration. So test variations of a prompt to see that whether actually the prompt is really working. The original is what is machine learning. And you can ask the same thing in 10 different ways to ChatGPT to understand, to analyze that whatever response content being shared by ChatGPT is really making sense or not. Advanced prompt engineering, so prompt chaining. It's all about, first prompt list the steps to bake a cake. Follow up. Now explain how to make chocolate frosting using those steps. So now you have given one command, one prompt, and then you are giving another prompt and chain of prompts so that it can generate series of information from for you. Dynamic prompting. Example, initial prompt is what do you think about electric cars? And then again, you are doing a follow-up. Now, considering your previous answer, can you provide statistics on electric car sales? So this is called as dynamic. Multi-turn prompting. So you are giving several prompts to ChatGPT to generate a specific set of information for you. Now, these things needs practice so that, like you start mastering, and this is what is prompt engineering is all about. Practical applications. So you can create content creation. Example, prompt engineering, write 500-word blog post on benefits of meditation for mental health. Very specific, very clear. Data analysis and research you can use for customer support and chatbots and whatnot. Ethical considerations and then ChatGPT. What do you think one of the most important ethical consideration which needs to be considered in prompt engineering and ChatGPT? I would request everybody else to respond there in a chat room. Privacy. All right. Who says privacy? What else? Okay. Again, privacy. Anything else barring that? Private data. All right. What else? Anything else that you feel is really a concern on ChatGPT? Okay. Less self-independent. All right. Plagiarism. It's really a concern. Plagiarism is really a concern. All right. Sensitive information avoiding stigmatism. All right. Great. Very good response there in a chat room. Ethical consideration is basically biases and fairness. We do not know what is the bias, basically ChatGPT brings in when getting the responses and how fair the data is, the accuracy. And that's the reason. How many of you do a deep research on ChatGPT? Let me stop sharing my screen and open ChatGPT for some practical insights. Just give me a moment. And meanwhile, if you can share in the chat room that which version of ChatGPT are you using right now? Which version of ChatGPT are basically you are using? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for this response. Okay, all right. Now, which version of ChatGPT? All right, 5.5. All right, thank you for that. And do you know that ChatGPT, the free version itself can do many things for you. Now, the first thing, let's start from, personalization. Now, see here, if you're able to see on my screen where my mouse is hovering over on my name. So you can click here. You can go to personalization. That's the first thing you need to do. And you see the basic style and all that. So my professional. So what I've done is my style of writing should be professional. Additional characteristics, how you would like to choose, warm, enthusiastic, header list, emojis, And then I have given more data about myself, like what is the kind of person I am, what I've done, the kind of information, like everything else what ChatGPT basic data needs to know so that it can generate information, content accordingly, my style of, functioning, working. So that is what is called as personalization. And then lots of setting, in terms of privacy and all that, which to some extent you can also minimize and control. Now, so how many of you know like generally do deep dive research when you give any content on ChatGPT, and how do you do that? If you can share there in a chat room, one or two responses would be great. Anybody else having idea? How do you do deep research on ChatGPT? So I see no responses. All right, let's keep that question till the end of the session, and we'll try and respond it during that time. Okay. Let me share my deck. And the other important factor when you're talking about ChatGPT is basically, use of responsible AI. That's also very important. So these are few things, which we should be really considerate while we are using ChatGPT or prompt engineering. Now, what is prompt tuning? Any idea what is prompt tuning? Bill, thank you for your response, and thank you, Anubhav. So any idea about what is prompt tuning? Okay. All right. I see. No problem. Absolutely. Okay. Let us understand what is prompt tuning. Modifying the prompt for better response. Thank you, Bibu, for that response. Let's understand. So prompt tuning is a process of refining how prompts are structured to guide language model like ChatGPT so that you can have accurate, relevant, and desirable information. Right. Also by adjusting phrases, context, and it's basically all about language. How do you use, mold, remold, modify, add your language so that you can get the best response when you give a prompt to ChatGPT. So it could be examples, direct versus open-ended. So without prompt tuning, what is the weather like? And with prompt tuning, how do you write it? Any idea? So direct versus open-ended questions. So one example, without prompt tuning, the prompt which I've given to ChatGPT for an example is, what is the weather like? How would you use prompt tuning on this specific sentence? Yeah, Nathan, go ahead. I don't know if you'll be able to unmute yourself, or maybe you can write there in a chat room. Okay, all right. So Dr. James, right, that we are on webinar mode so that you'll not be able to unmute yourself. It's absolutely okay. Maybe you can share your responses there in a chat room. Okay, so I could see very good responses there in a chat room. Specific, okay, what is the weather like in Kampala right now? All right, okay. What is the weather like Durban today over the next week? All right, great, very good responses. The model may give you a generic, uncertain response. So with prompt tuning, it becomes explain how the weather forecast is generated, focusing on factors like temperature, wind speed, and precipitation. See the kind of prompt tuning that I've given. So what is the weather like? So I just want to know, means what's the weather today? So I think so before all of you joined me and Dr. James, we were all having a discussion. He was asking which part of India I belong to and all, and he was asking about weather. I said it is raining like cats and dogs in my place here in Bhubaneswar. And we were having a very specific discussion with each other, right? And that is what, if you could see on my screen, what is the weather like? I just wanted to know what's the weather like, but I have given everything very specifically so that with the right kind of prompt tuning, it can give me the right kind of response. So this turn prompt ensures the model focuses on giving a detailed structured explanation, encouraging concise responses with prompt without prompt tuning. Tell me about the importance of time management. Is it specific? Is it direct? Is it clear? What do you think? So with prompt tuning, prompt in 2 to 3 sentences summarize the key benefits of time management. It's all about language model. Yes, very important, the tone and the style. Which tone, what style you want the content to be generated. With prompt tuning, what are the key steps without prompt tuning, sorry, what are the key steps in starting a business? And with prompt tuning, write an engaging and motivational guide on key steps to starting business. Now you see engaging and motivational. I've just, given the right kind of prompt to give me the right kind of tone and style. Clarifying ambiguous requests. Without prompt tuning, prompt, how do I improve my skills? And how do you tune this prompt? What would be the right kind of question which you should ask to ChatGPT, or what is the right kind of prompt that we should give to ChatGPT? What's your response on this? Any response? How do I fine tune this and really make it more accurate so that I can get the right kind of data? All right, how much time we have? Mariam, if you can really, or Luis, if you can just help me, and or maybe you can mention there in the chat room. Okay, Anubhav says that how to improve my writing skills. Okay, my engineering. All right, how do I improve my skills in prompt engineering? All right, thanks, James. That's a good response. Okay, all right. So the model might give a vague, broad response. With prompt tuning, provide 5 practical, strategies to improve professional communication skills in a corporate environment. All right, thank you, Mario, for sharing that. So provide 5 practical strategies to improve professional communication skills in a corporate environment. So very clear, very precise, and so that I'll get the right response. Now, so types of prompt tuning techniques. Any idea on this? What are the techniques? Prompt tuning techniques. Any idea? Anything that you know would like to share? Maybe in our chat, we can quickly share that. Does prompt engineering include a hard and bound rule? All right. We will, yes, we can keep these questions, Mari. Maybe we will try and respond to this before we wind up. Defining AI as a persona. All right. Thanks. I think that's Luis. Any other response? Okay. So instruction based tuning. It could be, your tuning, the way you put the prompt, it can be based on instruction. And this technique involves adding explicit instructions prompt to guide the model response. For example, specify, explain in simple terms, summarize in 2 sentences. That is how you are giving us very specific instruction to ChatGPT to generate the right kind of response for you. So that is one. Second is contextual. So that is what I was talking about. Context engineering, re-engineering today there in a ChatGPT. You are giving the background so that it would. So generally what we do, we go to ChatGPT and we'll write a sentence. Please write 3 sentences about this particular place, which is looking cozy, XYZ and all that. And that is what we generally do. So always try to build the context so that the response, we don't have time actually. We do not try and invest. We go and we immediately write something and we expect that, yes, ChatGPT would give us the exact right response. And that doesn't happen. Please build on the context. Few shots prompting. You provide a few examples of desired output along with the input, and then ChatGPT generates the response for you. So describe a car in a sentence. So, and then maybe you'll try and give more prompt, based on this few short. So you give one shot and then maybe a few more, and then you add on, and then you try and generate your content out of ChatGPT. Zero shot prompting, it's all about no without any prompt, which we generally do. We go and write something there in a ChatGPT. We do not make that context, the background, the tone, and all that, and we want accurate data, which generally doesn't happen. So role based. So you start playing a role. You can ask ChatGPT, give a context, and tell that you are an HR manager in this situation. This is happening, and being an HR manager, how you're gonna manage this situation. Length specific tuning. So you can always tell 50 words, 100 words, 200 words that we all know. Tone and style, which we discussed right now. So we can tell that ChatGPT, and we can also do this in the personalization. So it could be formal, casual, it could be academic, conversational, professional. So you can ask ChatGPT and ChatGPT would generate accordingly. Today, do you know that ChatGPT also can humanize your content? Any idea how to do that? Anybody is having any knowledge? What prompt would you give to ChatGPT so that it would humanize? Don't write that humanize my content. We are not going to write that, but it can give by just giving a prompt, you can humanize your content. So I'll just share this in our chat room. You can write this. And no, Bibu, that will not help. So I'm just writing there in chat room. So I'll just mention it in the chat room. So we can see. So what you have to do, backslash human, and then maybe you can write the content, and you do try and give you humanized content to an extent possible. Do try this. Question-driven prompting. So it's all about, like asking specific questions to ChatGPT so you will have to decide. See, what is that the first thing you should have a clarity about what is that you need. So according to that, you can think of what is the prompt tuning and tuning you are gonna do so that ChatGPT can generate the right kind of response for you. You have to be very clear about it. Step-by-step prompting. So it's all about breaking down things one after another. Explain how to create a budget in 3 steps. So you're asking steps to ChatGPT. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, bias mitigation tuning. This involves framing a prompt where likelihood of biases and all that can be, I will not say removed, but it can be minimized. For instance, asking why are certain people more successful? What you can ask, what factors contribute to success across different fields? So you have to be very, very specific. And then, as I said, you'll have to be very clear that what is that you want to ask ChatGPT. Types of prompts commonly used with ChatGPT, basically instructional prompts, which we mostly use. I've given examples of each. Descriptive prompts. It could be open-ended prompts. It could be like clarification prompts. These you all know. There is nothing like which you don't know. Just like maybe few things which you are trying to discuss, understand, and few interesting things you people have started sharing there in our chat room. Clarification prompts. It could be question-based, role-based, which we discussed. It could be scenario-based, based on a certain situation and scenario, hypothetical situation. It could be comparisons. And I've given example for each category. It could be summarization. It could be step-by-step, creative, elaborative, and there are thousands of such prompts and all. I'm just giving few examples. Conversational prompts, analytical. It could be translational prompts. Now let us come to the second part, leveraging ChatGPT in HR. So these are few things which ChatGPT can do, and we must have been doing. Please tell me there in a chat room that how many of you have used ChatGPT for some kind of HR survey, for writing job descriptions, for HR interviews or anything else that relates to HR, and quickly share that what is that HR related thing that you did on ChatGPT, or you gave a prompt on ChatGPT for generating something which relates to HR. If you can quickly share that in the chat room. Quickly there in the chat room, if you can share. Please help me draft HR module for the company. All right. Now, anything that you already have done on ChatGPT that relates to HR. Okay. So Moses writes JD email. Martin says shortlisting candidates based on certain criteria. All right, great. Anything else? Policy reframing. All right. Farewell functions. All right, Anubhav. Jalpa writes, yes, I told ChatGPT to make modules, HR modules. All right, great. Cool. That's really great. That's really great. All right. Apart from that, policy related. All right, great. So this is what basically we can do. Now you can see the prompt. What is important is I know that I have to create a feedback question, but how have I given the prompt on ChatGPT so that I can get the right kind of response? Example, create feedback questions. List 10 10 list down 10 survey questions for a peer feedback. Follow the given guidelines. Make sure questions are specifically relevant for peer assessments. Now, see, I have given the prompt, I've given a context and the situation scenario so that it would generate the right kind of response, or else you'll have to give. So to get the right response or to derive the right response, I have to give 10 other prompts to get the desired output. If we give the right prompt, means maybe in the first go, it becomes easy on the part of us to get the right response. Help colleagues phrase their feedback. See the prompt which I've given. I have to give feedback to somebody on their ability to collaborate with me. I think they could be more proactive in general. How do I formulate that effectively? Very specific, very precise, based on the context. Write HR policies. Many of you said that write HR policies. Now see what would be my prompt if I have to ask ChatGPT for writing an HR policy. I need to write an HR policy about a hybrid work model. People should come to office at least 4 times a month. Apart from that, it doesn't matter where they work from. Very specific, very precise prompt. Yeah. Curating list of keywords for a job description, right? So I need a list of keywords to identify potential candidates for a junior backend engineer at a mid-sized SaaS company. And this is basically to be used by ATS application tracking system or applicant tracking system. Job description. We all have been writing this, doing this. Interview questions. Somebody else rightly said there in a chat room. Creating orientation materials. But again, see what is the kind of prompt you are giving, that is most important. But beware the dangerous over relying on automation. These are few caution for all of us. So with advanced model like ChatGPT, it is easy to think these tools take over most of our daily tasks. And while it is true, but technology can evolve, but human would always remain. So today we talk about cobots. It's human and then bots. So I generally say tech and touch would always go together. Tech and touch, feelings and technology will always go together. So these are few. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot of this very well. It's popular AI tools in HR. So these are few tools which are few you can use on a trial basis, few which you have to pay a very minimal amount to get the premium quality of information and data. So, but anyways, these are very popular tools, AI tools in an HR. So few more I'll show you. Gen AI tools for HR professionals. So for recruiting and hiring. These are tools which can be utilized well. So I'm just taking a pause on each slide. So in case you are taking a screenshot, you can take a screenshot. Okay. Onboarding and training, AI, 360-degree learning, assembly, Intelum. These are a few tools. Okay. Performance management, Bamboo HR, Peacon. Employee engagement and culture, Cultura, Humet, Glint. Okay, more to go. Generative AI tools, Inflect, Adapt, Gamma app. Must be using, many of you must be using Gamma app. How many of you are using Gamma app? Maybe in there in a chat room or quick response would help me. Any specific app that you use for making your presentations, PPT, decks, and all that? Which tool that you use? Which AI tool you use? If you can share that in the chat room. Okay, Finn. Oh, okay, all right. How about others? Thank you, Stella. Okay, Notebook LLM, Notebook LLM. All right, great. So there is a site, I think, Prezi, I think, Prezi. I'm not sure about the spelling, Prezi or Frezi. That's too good. I've been utilizing it. So yeah, and I've just come to the end part of this program and an event. And this is my QR code. In case you want to know more and connect with me, you can scan it and then we can stay in touch. Now we'll get into the question and answer segment. Claude can help us, okay? So this is a small QR code, my digital card. So in case you want to connect with me, maybe you can scan this and it would take you to my website and everything else that I'm doing right now, and we can stay connected. So I will just wind up here and I'll give more time to the participants to ask their questions and queries. That's most important, and I hope I will try and do some justice to your questions. So Mariam, over to you. Dr. James.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar, for this very, very insightful presentation. Most appreciated, and I like the way you have engaged the audience all through the process. We're all active on the chat. I think at this point we can welcome questions if there are any questions. Somebody said here before we go to questions even, Moses says, explain in layman generative AI. Explain in layman language generative AI for me to understand it.
So see, when you're talking about generative AI in a layman language is, for an instance, let us take an example of a kid. Now, a kid from the beginning, suppose a boy or a girl, he or she starts learning and gradually grows, and at a certain stage, now he's at a level where he or she knows most of the things and can respond to your questions and queries. So generative AI is, like it's something, which starts generating, working on itself. Once the basic data is being fed, now it can start learning from itself. That is the reason we say it is generating or generative. Hope Moses, I could help you. Like maybe that is how layman I could be.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I think you brought it really in a simple way that keeps improving or changing as you continue using it. That's really good. Thank you. I've also been told that you can raise your hand if you would like to speak. The technical people will allow you to speak.
Oh,
I
super.
think
That would be great. I would like to hear a
yes.
few of you here.
Yes, yes. So if you like to say something, you can put up your hand, and the technical people will enable you to be able to speak, and probably have video as well. This is the time for question and answers. It is your time, so feel free to now ask. I don't know whether I'm seeing any questions there.
So, okay, how can I make a specific prompt? Okay, that's a great question, which is being asked by, I think, Mariam or somebody else has asked that question. Let me get him. How do I make a specific prompt? So see, basically, now whatever today we discussed about, these are the baseline guidelines or basic guidelines. It would all depend, Mariam, that what is that you want to generate. Suppose you want to write an essay about about today's weather. You want to write an article on human mindset. You want to write something on neurobics, which is called as neuroaerobics. How do you help your brain to grow? So, and then if you want to write, then what is that you want to write? So it's not about like being specific. It's all about like what is. I should be very clear that what is that I want to generate out of ChatGPT. That is the most important thing here. So once you know about that, accordingly, you'll have to decide that what is that prompt I need to give so that ChatGPT would generate the right kind of response for me. Yeah, that would be my response to your question.
Nathan, go ahead to unmute.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Dr. James and Ajit.
Yeah. Hi.
I am a researcher and also
Okay.
some coding, but I use the same AI. But then I hear people say that it's not good to use the same tools for everything. I don't know, but I see this working for me. Maybe could it be better if I had other tools, and which tools would those be? Maybe I'm just short of ideas of which tools to be using for what I do.
So maybe Nathan, you'll have to be very bit more specific for me to understand what is that you do and what exactly I know. Because what I could understand, whatever you said is maybe you are not trying to use, or you want to use multiple tools and all that. Maybe if you can quickly share there in a chat room, because I couldn't hear you well.
I'm into research and also into coding.
Okay.
So I use the same tools to do everything. And
Okay.
it
Do
seems
you
to
use
be working.
Semrush?
And it seems to be working. I don't know if I need other tools to.
No. If
Because
it is,
I
see,
hear these
I'll
days
tell
people
you.
say
To
different tools,
to be to be
different tasks.
to be very honest to you, like I have never bought ChatGPT, the paid version and all that, and whatever today I have been able to do and all that, it's doing well. I tried writing an article yesterday. It's a 800 pages article. Sorry, 8 pager article and all that, 2,332 words. And like I tried, though it took me time, but today it is plagiarism free, it is AI content free, and it is being accepted for publication. So if you are really able to generate prompt and use it the way it has to be used, then it is absolutely okay. You do not need to get into other like platforms, but yes, you must learn about other platforms as well, just for the sake of learning. Still asks the question, interesting question there on the chat room. What precautions should I take before using company data? So you have to be, so because like whenever we get any of the softwares, applications and all that, it always gives you a disclaimer in terms of privacy disclaimer. So we should be very sure about we are not using anything which is really sensitive and very confidential on ChatGPT, provided that even if it is a premium version and all that, it will use your data to learn. ChatGPT seems to be a decent all-rounder, but there are tools that could be better for more specific cases. The basic bit version is nice for the bigger memory. Yes, absolutely, that's true. But again, it would also cost you. Yeah. All right, great. So I hope any more questions maybe you can share, and I hope all of you on issue of ethical use, what are the assurances that ChatGPT doesn't misuse our data? Today, data is everywhere, and you cannot be sure about anything else, how your data is being utilized and used. So we have to be very conscious and cautious while we are using data and the kind of input we share with ChatGPT or maybe any AI tool, not per se ChatGPT only. I hope I could make some sense for all of you, and maybe you can ask a few more questions if you have, and do share it. Like, how did you find this session? Though those are short session where you can share your precise, crisp feedback there in our chat room. Yes, any other questions? Dr. James, any other questions? Mariam, any other questions? We can take it very well.
Maybe one thing to emphasize is that try as much as possible to use the paid version of the of the tools. For example, I personally use Copilot and LLM, and they're all paid versions. You are more secure if you use the paid versions and not running around trying every free tool. You could easily get your information into the public domain. But if you're on a paid version, there's at least some very good level of comfort that your information will not go into the public domain. So that becomes very, very, very useful. Luis, you can enable, there's Nathan and someone else putting up their hand.
And in case if you need, in case if you need a few more resources, free resources and all that, you can connect with me. Maybe I can share with all of you. Yes, Nathan, please go ahead.
So first of all, I don't know if you could share with us the slides. That would be very important. And then back to research. Now, when you use the generative AI, why is it that you need to test for the level of AI? If you prompted it well and it has given you work and it is well cited, why do we need to go into that?
Again, I partly understood the question. James, if you can please help me understand his question, or if you could understand, if you can.
Maybe you can clarify again. Are you saying that if you have got a good prompt and it has given you the results, what was the other second part of your question? Then what happens? What do you want to know?
All right. So assuming I have done my research and I have come up with data, literature, and all that, but it is auto-generated by AI, and it is in the format that I want, maybe the human language, professional, academic, and all that. But then I need to again take it to Turnitin and humanize it.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it, Nathan. Yes, but let us understand. If there is one AI which is generating responses for you, there is one means AI which is a watchdog setting that what's that you're doing, right? So you're very right that when we are generating something on AI, and then maybe Turnitin is another like where we can check plagiarism and AI content. That's what you're asking, right, Nathan? I hope I'm on the track.
Yeah, sure. That's sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So let us understand the kind of like language model and the way they are being taught, they are being framed. So Turnitin is some is again maybe a tool which is being a watchdog about how do you find and understand that where the AI generates, and rightly being said by James and all that, and whatever we're trying it is mostly ChatGPT free version which are using and all that, and we're generating the content. There are tools like I don't know how many of you know about this called as undetectable AI. Have you heard about it? Undetectable AI. So it will make your AI content AI free. Again, it is an AI software. Yeah. Any more questions and query? There is a small survey which is being shared by, I think, the team Vision Africa AI. Maybe you can fill it up there in our chat room. And in case if you have many more questions and queries and all that, we can always connect and we can stay in touch. And Dr. James, I would love to come to this platform and then connect with you people on some other topic of my area, expertise, and domain.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that offer. We'll certainly We'll certainly make sure we are connected to you. Thank you so much, Dr. Kumar. Members, does anyone have any other question, or we can call it a day? Okay, I don't see any other new question. So I think we can only say thank you so much, Dr. Kumar, for taking us through this presentation on ChatGPT. I've been using ChatGPT, especially 5.5 with deep reasoning, deep thinking, but whatever is behind it, I had not known to that detail. So thank you so much for taking us through and also sharing with us some of the tools that are really useful. I want to inform members that this session is being recorded live. It will be available on our YouTube channel for Vision Africa AI. And you are certainly, and even on our website, it will be available, visionafricaai.com. So you'll be able to, visit and replay the entire session and get whatever you'd like to revise. So I think that will be a good thing that every one of us should be able to do. And also, as I mentioned to you, we have several programs that are available for training on our website. So if you go in there, you will get the details for each of the courses, and you are even able to enroll, and our experts will get back to you where you need to make a payment. They will explain to you how you need to do the payments. And also for those who are from organizations, you can reach out to us. We'll be able to work with you to handhold your team to enable you to be able to actually know how to start on the journey for AI for your organization. We help organizations to develop strategies, policies, procedures, and putting in detailed infrastructure in place for you to be able to responsibly use artificial intelligence. And of course, we can also conduct tailor-made training for your staff, for your organization. We're here at Vision Africa AI, ready to work with you, whatever your requirements might be on how to start using artificial intelligence. So we're really happy to work with you. Just reach out to us. You'll get our contacts on the website, visionafricaai.com. And also please fill the surveys so that your feedback can feed into our subsequent sessions. And probably we're able to share with Dr. Kumar next time he comes around. He knows what you liked and what you think could be our next area for learning. So I want to say thank you so much. It has been great being with you on this forum. I've personally learned a lot, and I want to thank you for being, participative, because you are really writing on the chat, and and thank you for that, for continuously giving feedback to the presenter. So thank you, Mr. Kumar. I think personally, I'm leaving this session more informed about ChatGPT than I was before. So we want to thank you for that and for making the time. Thank you very much, and all the best in the week. Let's meet again next week on Thursday at 3:30, between 3:30 and 5 p.m. East African Standard Time. That's the local time here in Uganda. I don't know what time it might be on your particular country, but you can do the conversion and you know the time that you need to log on again. Thursday next week at 3:30 local time in Uganda. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
My biggest thanks to Dr. Kumar, and thank you. And bye-bye. Thank you.